Hello again. I'm just doing a little bit of an introduction to today's video because I went back to Field's End where I fished last week, and on this occasion I decided to fish for carp because last time I went for roach and caught carp. Well, it didn't work out, as you can probably imagine. Fishing rarely works out how you expect it to. And in fact, the morning there, I got there probably just before 9. The morning was absolutely dead. I caught a couple of small roach, but that was it. There was really nothing doing. There wasn't much happening around the lake. It was quite busy, much busier than last week. There were people all around the lake. Anyway, basically what happened after lunch, things improved dramatically, and I had a very good couple of hours. So what I've done in this video is to just show you what happened from just after 1 o'clock. So there was quite a lot went before that, but I haven't added it to the video because it's already quite long, and it's long for the same reason the last one was long, because I caught a couple of good fish, and each one took quite a while to get to the bank. I was using my match rod again, which if you watched the last video, you will see is quite a challenge to get the big fish in. And on this occasion, the bigger of the two fish was bigger than what I caught last week. So yeah, it's quite a bit of action. Hope you enjoy it. And as I say, just to let you know what's going on, because I may refer to earlier in the day during the video, and obviously you haven't seen earlier in the day. So to avoid confusion, I thought I'd just do this brief intro. And anyway, time to start watching, I think. So over to you. Well, it's just coming up to 1 o'clock and it's pretty much dead here. Couple of missed bites on corn, probably roach. I've just swapped over now to a small piece of cheese paste, see if that can tempt anything, but to be honest, I'm not too hopeful. There doesn't seem much being caught around the lake. There's a guy on the left hand bank hooked to me further down near the corner, the far corner. Pulled a carp in about half an hour ago. I think he was casting a long line down to the reeds at the end of the lake there. So tends to suggest that fishing by the reeds isn't a bad idea. Certainly it worked for me last week, but today really quiet. It is a lot colder. It was a lovely day last week, but it's a lot colder today. But I wouldn't have thought excuse me, I wouldn't have thought the water temperature would change that quickly, but there we go. Canada geese are doing their thing, as usual. Perhaps I ought to recheck my depth to make sure I'm actually on the bottom. Yeah, probably a good idea. Okay, I just tried a small piece of luncheon meat down by the reeds. It seems to have done the trick. We've got something that isn't a roach. Don't know what it is yet. Well, I don't think it's a roach anyway. It's a big roach if it is. It's a very small piece of luncheon meat I used, and it's done the trick. Let's hope we get to see it. I think it's a carp. Seems to be just playing around in front of me at the moment. It's not doing anything spectacular, so perhaps it's not very big. But once again, I'm on light tackle, so got to be careful. Yeah, it's a carp, all right. Well, there we go. Oh well, at least we're not going to have a complete blank today. Not massive, but certainly very welcome. It's a dumpy little thing. It seems to be all body, and then let's see what we got here. Look at that. Literally just whoa. Okay. Steady on. Steady on. I seem to have lost my line now. Just in the corner of the lip. Stay there. I don't know if it's spawning because it seems to be a bit lumpy at the end there, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll put him straight back. He's not very big. Let's put him back in. Strange looking fish. I don't know if you can see the guy on the left bank over there, but this is the third or fourth carp he's just bringing in over there. So he seems to have found a method that works today. Can you hear the frog? There's a frog down in these reeds. And it's stopped now. Down there somewhere. At home in the pond, the frogs have already had their mating ritual for the year. We've got a pond full of, it's only a small pond, but it's absolutely full of frog spawn now. And when they were performing in there, it was just like a carpet of frogs all on top of each other. It's unbelievable. I'm trying luncheon meat again just to see if it works for a second time. It's usually a very reliable bait here, luncheon meat. Probably more so in the summer though. Also bread flake. I didn't bring any bread flake today, but that usually works quite well. I don't tend to use any special baits. I'm not really into boilies and all these sort of things, so I stick normally with sort of natural baits. I'm going to plug away to about 3 o'clock, see if I can tempt something else. But at least we've had one, I mean to say. It was looking at one point as if, other than a couple of small roach, it was going to be a complete blank. Anyway, I'll switch back on if something happens, but for now I'll just stop the video for now. Well, we're in again. Once more luncheon meat. Once more, it doesn't feel enormous, but it's probably not a roach. It's a perch. I've never caught a perch on luncheon meat here. Wow, that was a nice surprise. That was a nice surprise. What a nice perch. Probably best to get him out with a disgorger. And that's not going to do it, is it? Right. That's it. Well, it's a long time since I've caught a perch like this. Yeah, okay. Come on, let's see your fin. Come on. Come on, put your fin up for us. Yeah, nice. I just lost a carp on lunch and meat. It's the hook. The hook came away. Well, the hook length broke at the hook on the first run, which was a bit surprising, really. Looking at the end of the line, it seems it was a spade end, and there were sort of small coils left on the end of the line, which tends to imply the spade pulled through the whippings on the hook, which is a bit disappointing. I'd bought these hooks a couple of weeks ago, and I'd used one last week, and it dealt very well with the two 9-pound carp, or 9-pound plus carp that I caught. So I was quite confident about them, but that gave straight away as soon as the fish ran. It took the hook, and as I say, there was indications it actually broke at the whipping on the spade end. Maybe I damaged it when I used the disgorger on that perch, maybe, I don't know. But it was a bit disappointing because it was a much better fish. It started to run out into the lake, and well, I didn't even get a chance to put the video on because it was off within seconds, really. But there we go. The sun's come out, which is very pleasant after quite a chilly morning and early afternoon, for that matter. Yeah, it was a very positive bite. The float shot away and the fish went screaming out into the lake. As I say, it was only on for a few seconds and that was it, really. Oh well. When you have a very a very poor day, it's always annoying when you lose a fish. Not so bad if you're catching quite a few, but when you're struggling, yeah, when you're struggling to lose a fish is always a bit annoying. But what it seems to suggest is that that's the second carp in about half an hour, so tend to suggest they're actually starting to feed down there, whereas earlier today there was nothing happening at all. So we'll see what happens. Alright, well, lunch and meat has worked again. This feels quite a heavy fish, actually. I'm taking it a bit steady, having lost the last one, so it's taking line out into the lake, sort of controlling it on the rim of the centre pin at the moment, but it's just taking line and taking line, so it's still going. Yeah. Yeah. This might be a problem. might be a problem. It's taking a fair bit of line there. Yeah. Still taking line. I've gained a bit of line back anyway. Just a bit worried it's kiting around to the side and I don't want it going into the reeds. And that it's going out again. It's taking line again. Yeah, it's having a bit of a thump against the line at the moment. Feel the tail thumping away. Right, it's going to be a slow job, I think. Let's hope the hook hold hangs on. Yeah, no, it's doing more or less as it wants at the moment. Yeah, it feels quite a big fish actually. It's you can feel the thumps. It gently does it really. Perhaps I should have changed over to my now the carp are feeding, I perhaps should have changed over to the other rod. Anyway, we are where we are, as they say. Boring very, very deep. As I say, it's doing more or less what it wants to at the moment. I think when I do gain line, it's because it's choosing to swim that way. Absolutely no sign of it yet, but it did take a lot of line on its first I say run. It didn't really run in the express trained sense of running. It sort of just swam and kept swimming. And it's doing it again. Yeah, I think it's time to change rods after this if I get away with this one, because I am not really able to control this at all at the moment. No, it's off again. I keep getting sort of thumps down the line. It's almost as if it's whacking its tail against the line or something, or just shaking its head perhaps. I think we may be gaining a bit of ground here. As you can see, it's still taking line when it wants to. Certainly, it's a bit nearer us now than it was a while ago, but it still goes when it wants to. It's always a good sign when the float comes out of the water. It means you're getting somewhere. He's going to those reeds. Oh, Jesus, I don't want him over there. Which certainly feels heavier than the 9-pounders I had last week, but you can never tell because these fish, sometimes it's not the biggest fish that fight the hardest. I don't know, it was a pretty big swirl, wasn't it? A pretty big swirl. Get up off my seat. Give myself a bit more control. Yeah, it's a big fish, I think. It is a biggie fish. Yeah, he's thrashing against the bloody line. trying to get into those reeds. Well, that was a bit of a challenge. That is a big fish. Whee! Just caught in the edge of the lip. So 14, 6. £14, 6 ounces. That is a beauty. Well, shall we put you back, mate? Hey, £14, 6 ounces, so that's about just under £13 taking off the net. I can only assume that the hook length that broke on that previous fish was a 41, because that was another Preston Innovations hook length. This time I went up from, oh, I've got another one. Jesus, these carp have come on all of a sudden. Literally, I just cast in to start talking to you, and what happened was I get another fish. Well, this is just quite amazing, really. I don't know if it's the sun come out that perked them up a bit, but this morning it was as dead as anything. But now I've literally just sat down after landing that big fish. Sorry?
Don't turn around. Are you having a
That was the mother of the owner of the lake who I was speaking to earlier this morning. I've obviously known her for quite a few years because I fished here for years, and also I ran a cinema club in a local village, and she came along a couple of times, so she knows me. So yeah, that was a slight interruption there, but anyway, as I was saying before, having not really had much of a touch this morning, I've literally recast after landing that what was just under 13-pound fish, and I'm straight into another carp, which is amazing really. It doesn't feel as heavy, but I've still got to take it steady. Seems to have woken up. Obviously decided it was getting too close to the bank. This was on luncheon meat again. It's always been a good bait here. Well, it's good bait anyway, really. Would you believe it? It's a barbel. I think I mentioned earlier that on luncheon meat there's a good chance of picking up a barbel in this place. And that's what we have. He's trying so hard to get in there. Oh, that was a close call. I think that was his last attempt. He's given up now after that. Quite a reasonable barbel as well. Well, we're certainly getting a selection today. We started off with a couple of small roach. Then we had a perch. And then we had some carp. And now we've got a rather magnificent barbel. Cool. This is a big barbel actually. He weighs a bit. Let's get this hook out before it gets stuck in the net like the other one did. that side. Get the net out of the way. That's it. Right, okay. Well, I think we need to weigh you as well, because you are a big fish. Well, that's 9 3/4. Got to take £1.5 off of that. So 9 3/4. It's a lovely fish. £1/4 marble. Well, I said I was going to pack up at 3 o'clock, and it's 10 to 3 now. So, well, after a carp of nearly 13 pounds and a barbel over 8 pounds, I'm more than satisfied. So, if I don't catch anything else, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. Interesting how they seem to just suddenly come on the feed. But on the basis that I'll be probably packing up in 10 minutes, I'll take this opportunity to say thank you for watching. It was a very, very slow start today, but things really warmed up towards the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Great fun on light tackle, if a bit nerve-wracking at times. But I'll probably be back here in the near future, because the rivers are now closed for the close season, and we're still in lockdown, of course, technically, so this is my local lake. It's less than 10 minutes in the car, so I think that qualifies as local. So I'll probably be back here again. Whether I get the same spot remains to be seen. Whether I catch anything decent, obviously, is in the lap of the gods. But anyway, as I said a minute ago, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll say bye for now. If perchance I do get another bite and another fish, I'll sort of splice it in somehow and show you. But take this as the good night. Sorry, I'll say that again. Take this as the goodbye for today, and until the next time, good fishing.